Okay, everything seems to be in order here. This is for the match coming up at Wembley Stadium on Sunday at All In. Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara has joined him, of course, and Will Ospreay along with Don Callis. And ladies and gentlemen, we have extra security here, as you might imagine, because how volatile this situation has become. We have a pen for each man. If you will do the honors, Chris. Don Callis, Will Ospreay.
Everybody wants to know why I did what I did last week, Chris. It's real simple. The reason I did what I did can be summed up in 4 words. Will, by God, Ospreay! Because I realized the only thing better for me than having Chris Jericho in the Don Callis family was if I could play a part in ending the career of the greatest of all time. And I had to make an offer to this kid that no one else could. And you know what the deal cincher was, Chris? You know what I offered him? Your head on a platter at Wembley. So yeah, I threw away 34 years of friendship. I chose money and power over our friendship. I chose writing history rather than watching it. And I chose Will Ospreay over you. So Chris, it occurs to me, on a serious note, if I can get serious here with you, that a couple of years ago, you nearly died in England. Well, Chris, this Sunday at Wembley, I'm going to be in Will Ospreay's corner to make sure that that job gets done to you once and for all by Will. May God guide his hand.
That is putrid.
Oi, shut your mouth. Let me talk, yeah? Oi, Chris, are you actually taking this match seriously? Or is this some type of vanity project to say that your band performed in Wembley Stadium? Bruh, do you understand what Wembley Stadium is? It is the biggest venue in the entire of the UK. This match is gonna change my life, bruv. I got a missus at home and a 4-year-old stepson. Hey, here's some news for you guys. The day before I wrestle Chris Jericho, I'm doing an indie. So I'm trying to get as much money together to put my kid through school. This match changes my life, bruv. After this, I shut up, pipe down, bruv. After this, after I beat you in the wrestling's biggest event, I am going to be the only man to say I've beaten Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada, and Chris Jericho in 2 months. And that goes very well in 6 months' time because my contract comes up for New Japan Pro Wrestling. And who is not going to pay millions and millions of dollars for Will Ospreay? Because I know I am the best wrestler in the world. I'm better than the Elite. I'm better than Danielson. I'm better than Punk. I'm better than you. All your lineage, all your championships, all your legacy, I respect it all, mate. But all it is rocket fuel for me and my future.
Will Ospreay is signed.
Let's talk about your future, Will. No, actually, let's talk about your present.
And congratulations to all the things you've accomplished in the last few months. But I don't think you might have accomplished those things if it wasn't for me. Because 5 years ago, when the entire wrestling world and the pundits and the sheet writers and the Meltzers were all predicting that you were going to be in a wheelchair before you were 30 years old, like your hero, the Dynamite Kid, because you were so reckless, I called you. I got your number and I cold called you and I told you to tone it down, because if you didn't, you'd never have the longevity of Chris Jericho and you would never be what I knew you would be before anybody else, which is one of the top stars in this business. And hey, you listened to me, Will, and now here we are, Wembley Stadium. Jericho versus Ospreay. And you didn't have to attack me from behind last week to get this match, Will, because this match has been in the works for years. This match was supposed to happen in 2021 at the Tokyo Dome before the lockdown, but there's no lockdown now. This is Wembley. This is the biggest show in pro wrestling history, which means it's the biggest show of my career. Almost 33 years. Don't tell me this is a vanity project for me. This is bigger than any WrestleMania. This is bigger than any Tokyo Dome. This is bigger than anything. This match means more to me than it does anybody else, because you're coming at this from the bottom. I'm coming at this from the top of the effing mountain with everyone trying to knock me off and every hater and social media dipshit trying to keep my distance. Trying to predict my demise. So that means I have to be the best Chris Jericho that I've ever been to beat you, Will Ospreay. But in return, you have to be the best Will Ospreay you've ever been to beat me.
And Chris Jericho.
So prove it to me, Ospreay. Prove it to your family at Wembley, sitting in the front row, your mother, your father, your missus, your 4-year-old stepson that you got to put through school. Prove it to them in front of 80,000 of your countrymen that you could beat Chris Jericho. And don't make me regret the fact I picked up the phone and called you 5 years ago. And don't make me regret that I kept you from being in a wheelchair before you.
This is getting heated. Oh! Wow. Jericho just knocked him on his ass.
Right. And both men have signed. The match is official for this Sunday, all in London, Wembley Stadium.
We've lost control.
Shivani better get out of there. Gonna break a hip. I'll tell you, this thing is wild. You can tense. Move.
It is official. Jericho Ospreay this Sunday, all in London. And